am here. I'm going to go with Michael, Matt, Spyro, and Aaron, who are also our creatives of the week. I think, Matt, you asked me earlier if you're going to get a mug, and you are. So please enjoy these for being our creative of the week. And I want you guys all to talk, make this kind of a roundtable discussion. Here, I'll give these to you. And if you want to pass them down. Of course, since we just came off the Addy Gala a couple of weeks ago, I want to hear what your thoughts were. It was a little different this year. I believe all of you were there, weren't you? I believe all of you were there. So tell me what your thoughts are. And talk close into the mic.
I wasn't there.
You weren't there. How could you not go? First of all, you win tons of stuff, and your name, but not going.
I'm not much for galas and those types of events.
In this sense, well, your work was appreciated.
I appreciate the recognition, and I enjoy being part of the creative community. But as far as going to those types
galas,
of events, it's not my thing, right?
Well, Michael, I know you were there because I saw you. What'd you think?
I really enjoyed it. I mean, actually, our agency loved it. We had a very good showing there. We feared that it was going to be pretty chilly, but fortunately that night they didn't have the wind, chill that they'd had in the past. So I guess we're a little lucky there. But
well, Aaron, I know that you've been to several galas in the past, and I'm sure you guys have been too. Did you like the relaxed atmosphere this year? Is that how we should be celebrating your awards, or should it be black tie, sit down, and here you are?
No, I mean, I thought it was formal to the right extent. It was very creative.
Sorry.
The theme was fantastic. I thought it was very comfortable, and there were a few people dressed up borderline
pirates?
black tie, and
Yeah.
also pirates, but overall very, very nice.
And anybody can answer this question. From all of the winning entries that you guys saw, from the silvers and the golds and to the best ofs, what indicators did you guys pick out? Because you guys are the creatives. What indicators have you guys picked up that are showing different directions for advertising and marketing, and how might be steering from the typical print or the typical television commercial? Anybody can answer.
Well, I felt that, I feel that the community with the young people, of course, is always a good place to turn to. MTV and VH1 coming up. I always look to my kids and see what they're into and what they're watching. And, one thing I learned from a good designer that I was fortunate enough to work for when I was going to art school was, no idea has never been done. The twist is just to find an original.
To repackage.
Everything's
sure.
been done before, and it's just a matter of trying to find a different way or a different look, to basically solve a solution to a problem.
Right, and everything is repurposed or repackaged to fit its needs. Matt, what about you? I know that you're a great photographer. We've seen some of the stuff that you've done. What about the advent with digital light boards and internet advertising? And do you think maybe things might shift a little bit that way?
I think so. I think the viral advertising is coming up, that when you let something go on the internet.
Sure.
And but I'm mainly print. So.
But you can do digital light boards too. Then you can take something that you've done and do something.
Yeah.
Michael, what about you, or Spyro, with you too, with viral advertising? Have you thought about anything like that for your clients?
Oh, we do stuff like that all the time. It's basically everything is electronic now. Everything is over the
Well, all of your
internet,
Busch Garden stuff, it was all.
And we do that for a lot of clients. We do a lot of websites, and we do a lot of e-commerce. We do a whole bunch of things, and I see it leaning towards becoming a medium that's going to compete with television down the road.
Oh, absolutely.
Not only for marketing values and advertising dollars, but also for creative and entertainment as well. You know what I'm saying?
Well, Michael or Aaron or whoever wants to answer this question, since advertising is changing and not everybody's buying a typical 30-second ad anymore on national television, do you stress to your clients it's about product placement, or do you stress to them we got to find different ways to market your product? I mean, I think Target was the first one years and years ago that came out with a national ad had no Target names at all, but their brand. I mean, do you see anything for the wave of the future? Or
Well, I think it's about getting people talking and doing stuff, that is different, whether it's viral, whether it's a print ad, a different way of doing a print ad, a TV spot. It's all about doing things that are a little different, a little bit off-center, that's going to attract somebody's attention and get them talking about, your product, your service. And so to us, that's the most important thing, is thinking a little bit outside the box and thinking how we can do something a little bit different that's going to, catch someone's attention and leave them with a good feeling of the product or service we're promoting.
And I think too the traditional mediums are still a good avenue. It just depends on how out of the box you can get with the actual creative and what you're doing with them.
Well, I'm glad you said that. How do you come up with the new ideas? What are some of the inspirations that you have, or that any of you have, to come up with, if you're using traditional mediums, how do you make people look back again and remember it?
Well, it's just engaging and just capturing that user. Whether it's something funny or a quick read, but getting the message across clearly. But there's definitely new avenues that are popping up and new opportunities. But once you have that opportunity to represent your brands, you want to communicate it as effectively as possible and capture that audience.
How? How do you do that?
Well, the window of opportunity to do that is very, very small. It's closing all the time. People's attention span is that of a flea, perhaps. I mean, I don't know what to compare it to. And also having the luxury of having the type of clients that can see where you're going, okay, with what you're trying to do is huge. I mean, you can have the greatest idea in the world, and then you have a closed-minded client that doesn't realize that the first thing you need to do is get the readers or the viewers' attention, and then you can tell them the story.
And having good clients that let you do that. I've seen the Busch Gardens websites, and you guys did a phenomenal job. I've seen, obviously, all of PP&K stuff, and your print campaign with the homeless people. I mean, those are amazing that you guys have clients that let you be as creative as you want to be.
I would like to say my homeless people had no changes.
Matt, what about you? What are some of the inspirations that you dig deep in your soul from? You mentioned your children earlier. Is there something that they did that made you?
Basically, I think that, there is, like he says, there's just so many avenues of people, and it's tricky to find clients that'll let you do, you go to them with these great ideas a lot of times, and they shoot them down, and, they want you to do the same old stuff over and over again, and that's one of the frustrating parts for me in this business, and, it's just trying to find the cool clients, and a lot of times, you guys have been fairly successful doing it, which is really cool to see, and that sort of inspires, I think, if you can get the client to see that there is different things on TV. You sort of mentioned the Target. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but if you keep watching TV, it's like now all the ads look like Target ads.
Yeah, they do.
It's either blue or it's not maybe red, but
right.
At the very end, then all of a sudden you see the
Home Depot sign or whatever
you see
it
the
is.
brand or whatever. But now Target's having to rework all their stuff and do something different than they were just doing. I don't know if you've seen the new one, but it's like the music thing now. It almost looks like an iPod commercial.
Right.
And they've sort of have adapted, and people will be following that as well.
Well, you have to stay young and you have to stay fresh, and that goes full circle to what we started this whole conversation with, and how we get inspiration from our children and the young people, and what appeals to them, and what society is all about, and what the concerns, and really what the pulse is. You know what I'm saying? Once you identify the pulse and you hit those hot buttons that people have, then you could be successful. I mean, and until you identify that, it's kind of hard.
Did you want?
I think sometimes too, like we've been kind of successful at doing some non-traditional,
Absolutely.
somewhat guerrilla marketing, or I guess it's more non-traditional means. I mean, we used for one of our clients, Touch Vodka, stickers on bathroom mirrors in various bars and restaurants. We used stickers on urinals. We used just some non-traditional means like that. Just to get attention and get people talking. So sometimes it's thinking, how can you do something a little different and reach someone in a different environment that they're not expecting? We did cocktail napkins.
Right. And you
stuff
won
like
for all of those things.
Yeah.
Real quick, why don't you guys tell me what you personally think the next big splash for advertising is going to be? I mean, we talked about viral marketing just a little while ago. I mean, is there something non-creative? I mean, that's me, black and white, where you guys are awesome. I don't know how you do it. But what's the next thing? What can we see next year in February at the galas? What is going to be the next big thing?
Good.
I think if somebody can figure out how to tie into, the MySpace type trend, the online communities, you've got big time players, national campaigns that have their MySpace pages, and that's definitely a very different medium there, but with the customizability there, I just think online communities are very big.
Well, go ahead, Matt.
I think you're going to start to see brands represented in sitcoms and stuff.
Absolutely. We were talking about product placement earlier. I agree.
To beat the DVD,
The TiVo, absolutely. You know, this is going to be segmented on Video Google, but we want to actually have you back on when we have more time to continue this conversation, because I honestly don't think this was enough time to pick your brains. And you guys are so funny. I mean, I'm sure at your offices you're just plethora of knowledge, but you guys are so cute. Now, Aaron, Matt, Michael, and Spyro, thank you very much for coming on.
Thanks.